Hey, what's going on, people? It's J.Good at Str8OutDaDen.com. I got my man Upgrade on the phone. Say what's up, man.
What's going on, man?
You got it, man. You got it. Hey, first off, thanks, man. Thanks for calling in. We do appreciate it. The fans here, they love the music. I get all the comments and everything about the music, so it's good to finally get you on the phone so you can kind of, let people know what you got going on.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm a fan of the site too, so.
Thanks, man.
You guys get me on there.
Yeah, man. Once again, it's Str8OutDaDen.com. Make sure you visit Str8OutDaDen.com. I'm on the line with Upgrade right now, and the first question I got to ask you, man, is the free music for paid listeners. I know that was the mixtape, and what really caught my attention was the cover of the mixtape. First off, before you go into the mixtape, just let me know, like, what was the idea behind the artwork?
Behind the artwork, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, it's kind of, I was feeling like, a lot of times, up-and-coming artists and stuff, you always get to those points where you're just like, yeah, man, like, I gotta just fucking, I gotta get put on already, like, you put in so much work, and, and it's so many ups and downs, so, like, you never, it's never just smooth sailing ever, so it came to the point where it was like, when it was time to do the cover, I was like, man, I just want to be just laying out there on the road. I was like, that's how I feel right now. It's just like, I'm just laid out here. Like, I'm tired. I'm like, it's just, that's just how I felt at the time.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted it, wanted to look like that, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. Just the frustrations of the industry and trying to pursue that, man. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I was listening to the mixtape earlier today, actually, and, just trying to get familiar with it again. And, one of my favorites was the Carlton Dance record. And I'm a big fan of Fresh Prince, so that's probably why it stuck out to me. But, just let people know, what was your motives behind that record, and, how did that one come about?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff, a lot of things that I referenced, like, the Carlton Dance, as like Baxter Stockman, like things like that I'll reference end up really being just things that I like. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of Fresh Prince, but, the main thing at the end, it's like, when I came up with that, it was kind of just the way, just do the Carlton Dance, kind of just like, fuck it. Like, all these frustrations going on, and it's like, you know what, fuck it, just dance it off, just, do something stupid, like, it's whatever.
Yeah, I get that, man. Also, I had a couple of favorites, man, like Goosebumps, Reset, Three Kings. I love what you did with the Jake 1 instrumental. But just as far as the title itself, free music for paid listeners, like, what was the driving force with that, man? I look at it and I think about, just my idea is people don't want to pay for quality, stuff anymore. Everybody expects to get something free. So when I saw it, it was kind of like me thinking about, hey, this is a way that, try to get people to think. I don't know if that was your intention, but that's just what I took away from it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty close to that. I mean, for me, again, it's something that still blows my mind. Like, I mean, me being an artist, I guess it's a little easier for me to go out and purchase music, but it's still crazy to me that, like, that people are complaining about, $10 for a CD, but they go out and they pay $10 at a restaurant. No problem. Like, that's cheap. That's a cheap meal, for the day. And it's like, here you are getting somebody's, years of work that they put into it and all this, and it's like, you're complaining about that. So really the title came about. One is I wanted it to get across to people as, like, it's free music. You don't have to complain this time, like that you have to pay $3, for a CD. I mean, we were selling, just pretty much, and even funnier is, like, really the only reason I even want to charge anything is because at this point, I just need money to, to keep re-upping the supplies, to get to buy cases, to buy, So it was like, free music for paid listeners was kind of like my way of kind of poking fun at it. Like, I know these people that are listening are getting paid and have no problem spending, $10 on a meal, but when I say, here's something that I've been working on for so long. It's like, can I get $5 that's probably stuck in your car seat or something, to help me out? And it's like, it's such a big deal. It's like, oh man, I can't. I mean, I got $3. I mean, if that works, and I'm like, man, all right, just fucking take the CD, And and also though, I want people to pay for it, because I feel like if I give out a CD for free, a lot of times, you could just leave it. Like, you're not going to really care about it. I mean,
exactly,
if you purchase something, you're going to want to get I paid for this, I want to listen to it.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, and again, because I really, if it was my choice, I wouldn't even want to charge for it. I just want to make sure the person's listening to the music. But it's, then it just gets to the point where we just need supplies. But for this, I mean, this was like just a free mixtape anyway to put out. I wanted it to have more of a mixtape title.
Gotcha.
And I guess just putting that free music in the title, nobody would have to really complain about that.
Gotcha. Now, speaking of that, I was listening to an interview, it was a couple of weeks ago, with some of the guys over at the TDE camp. I think it was Dave and Free. And they were just talking about Kendrick Lamar and how they built the buzz for him. And they said one of the main things that they wanted to do was, they released one free project, but after that, they made sure that you had to pay for everything. So it was like with the Kendrick Lamar, the OD, Overly Dedicated, and the Section 80, those were projects that you had to pay for. And they said one of the main reasons why they did that is because they wanted to get the fans, mindset that, look, we make quality music and, you guys should pay for it. So when the album rolled around, it was easy to do. They already had their, mind made up. They're like, okay, we have to pay to get quality music. So here we go.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that because, I mean, just like you said, man, it's, $5. Yeah, I know times are hard, but you can come up with $5. You blow $5 doing anything. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's like,
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, too. And also, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, also, I can't really blame, how people feel, because when you have, CDs, I mean, projects like that are, I mean, people are putting out, quality, real quality free mixtapes that are then it comes down to when you see somebody else charge for something, it's like, it's like, well, why do I have to pay for this when I just got this for free? And I mean, and the way the internet's set up, everybody can download anything now. So it's like, it's just ridiculous how it is. I mean, and still, the bottom line is, the main, I guess, the main thing for all of this, I just want more people to listen to it. So it's like, it still just comes down to, I mean, you want to put out quality music with, and be able to put it out for free and hopefully generate the buzz like Kendrick did, Big Crit also. I mean, he put out, those mixtapes were solid albums that I'd pay, $10 for, no problem.
Yeah.
And
I agree. I definitely agree. Another artist that comes to mind is Mac Miller, and I know you have a special tribute to Mac Miller.
Right.
This came across, was it last week? I think, last week it came across, and I saw it, and I was like, hold up. And I watched the video, and I was like, man, if this is not genius, I don't know what else is. And for those who don't know, you could definitely go to Str8OutDaDen.com and just type in Sue Mac Miller. Classic. It's just genius. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, it's one of those things like, have you ever felt like when something happens and then to yourself you say, man, I should have thought of that. You know what I mean? And I saw that and I was like, okay, now this guy is definitely trying to make some moves. So what was the motivation behind the Sue Mac Miller video? And, who came up with that idea, number one? And, just go ahead, tell me about that.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, also, first of all, it's awesome to see people like, Mac Miller and now even Macklemore, I think, that just, I mean, his Thrift Shop single just went double platinum and something, all independent. So it's awesome to see people on such a high level doing independent stuff. But actually, like I say in the song, we were all at some sushi spot or whatever, just brainstorming ideas, and my friend Sean actually just goes over. He's like, "Yo, man, you should make a song called Sue Mac Miller. And like, you know, we all laughed it off first, but then I was like, oh shit, like no, that's actually a really good idea. Like we could actually, you know, do this. And pretty much just thinking about it, like, you know, the way to flip it to, you know, I'm tired of being broke. I'm, you know, tired of all this. And it's like, you know, what's the easy way of making money? And, you know, the way now that it is with, you know, it seems like it's a cool thing to do now is to sue them.
Yeah.
You know, I guess once it starts getting money, that's how it is. But yeah, and then, you know, and obviously also, I mean, to have that in the title, like, you know, we were hoping to generate, I mean, I know it's going to go over some people's heads who are just going to think it's a diss for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. You know, I've already gotten those. You know, somebody on Twitter hit me up about like saying Lord Finesse's name, and they were like, you know, they were like going in like, I can't believe you would do this, and you know, like, oh, and the funny thing is, like, Lord Finesse even hit us up back and was like, oh, it's creative, you know, salute, like. And actually, Mac Miller even tweeted us back and said the song was really tight and stuff. So it's like, yeah, so it was really cool. I mean, you know, what I'm hoping for, honestly, is more hate because I know it's actually moving.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
like,
it's sad, but that's true.
yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, you know, the video, we had the blizzard in, you know, upstate New York for like that week, and I was like, yo, this is the perfect time to do this. Like, we got nothing else to do. We can't move. So it's like,
yeah.
And also the other thing, I wanted to get that out as fast as possible because I didn't want anybody else to come up with the idea.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I mean, it to me, I think it definitely should move, man. It's a genius idea. I mean, it just all around. Even the video itself, like, you know, I know you said that you guys were, you know, locked in because of the blizzard, but looking at the video, I'm actually looking at it right now as we talk, but looking at the video, it's just, it feels genuine. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those things where somebody had an idea and was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go with it and do it, but it feels real. Like, even from, you know, taking out the trash and, you know, getting a couple of dollars here and all of that stuff, man, it just really feels like you truly mean that. Like, hey, I'm a Sue Mac Miller. I'm trying to get on. I need this money. You know what I mean? I love it.
Exactly. Man. And that's to me, I think that's the biggest thing I try to get through, like, with my music is, I mean, especially now, you know, anybody can make a video on YouTube now. Anybody can buy. I mean, it's crazy how, you know, and really good quality professional videos like anybody can make now. So you got that going on. You have people who can, I mean, buy followers, buy views on YouTube. You can, you know, like all these things that it becomes, you know, like it's like such, like everybody's just trying to portray like a certain image. That,
no honesty, man.
It's like it's no that. I mean, not that there's no genuine artists out there. There's plenty of them, but there's so much of that it's like I never want to portray that because it's like it's real corny to me.
Yeah.
First, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, even with a lot of our videos, like we could go a different direction with them and try to make it, you know, real professional looking. Not that they're, I mean, I don't want to say that they're not professional looking, but, you know, we don't want them to be like overly produced and stuff because to me it's still giving off like a fake effect, you know, while we're, you know, still struggling to get, you know, we do a show one time, you know, it'll be like, 1,000 people and it's great, and then there's another time we go to a show and there's 3 people in a hole-in-the-wall bar. So, but, you know, while we're still working on that, I want that to still come off in the music.
I got you. I understand. I understand that completely, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with listening. You know, when I hear music, I want to hear the person, and you know, everything. Whether, you know, if you're dealing with money issues, I want to know about that. If you're at a high point, you know, we need to know about that as just fans of the music and listeners of the music. You want to feel like you know that person, and you know,
right.
Even with the visuals, you know what I mean. Like, of course, you know. Once you make it, then of course you're at a certain point where people want to be like you. But when you're at this stage right now, when you're trying to get a name for yourself, people need to relate. So it's kind of like a shift. Like when you first start, people need to relate and feel like they know you. And then, as you excel, so people still need to feel like they know you, but they also want to feel like they want to be you. And that's when you get into that, superstar status or whatnot. As far as the, I didn't mean to cut you off. As far as the Sue Mac Miller, is that going to be on a upcoming project, or was that just something you guys put together just as a promo?
Yeah, it was. At first, I mean, the idea of it was for like promo. Right now, actually, the guy that did the beat, Dopamine Beats, I've been working with him a lot, and we just kind of been like,
he's dope, by the way,
doing tracks here and there. Yeah, he's nice. I really like, he's got like a real like boom bap style to him, which is real cool. And so we just kind of been, doing stuff in the studio here and there, and just recording for now. We were thinking about putting out like a short project of like just over his beats, just a little something. But I guess nothing like really set in stone yet. But for now, I mean, it's out there for promo. Can still download it and all that.
I got you. Cool, man. Well, like I said, I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I do appreciate you calling in again. Is there any other thing like that you want to tell the listeners out there today?
Yeah, I mean, a few up and coming things. I got a show on 420 that's going to be at Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, upstate New York, if anybody's from around the area. That's actually right now on the bill so far is me, Chitty Bang, Chris Webby, and I think there's a few more people to be announced and stuff for it. But that's going to be, it's going to be a real dope show, I think. It's going to be real fun.
It sounds like
and then, and then other than that, I mean, hopefully by... Every time I say a date, though, now I'm going to jinx it. It's going to come out like a year later, but hopefully by I'm hoping like third quarter of this year. I got another project coming out called Chemical Imbalance, which is going to be a lot darker, I would say, but we've been working on that too, and I'm sure more, just free music and stuff coming out.
Gotcha. Now, for everybody that's trying to get in contact with you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Yeah, you can do either on Twitter at Upgrade Hip Hop. We got Facebook.com/UpgradeHipHop, UpgradeHipHop.com. If you want to get real personal, you can go to YouPorn.com/UpgradeHipHop.
Oh man, crazy man. Well, hey, this is J.Good at Str8OutDaDen.com. That's STR the number 8 OUTDADEN.com, and I'm on the line with Upgrade. Follow him everywhere. Twitter, Upgrade Hip Hop, everything pretty much, right? Dope name, by the way, man. I didn't mention that earlier, but just the name itself, Upgrade, and then hip hop. That's a whole nother conversation. But just kudos to that, man. Right. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Hey, well, again, man, thanks, man. Now, normally, I usually end on a high note. It's your choice. You don't have to do this if you want to, but the listeners like to hear it. On my podcast that I do, I usually end with a freestyle from the artist. So I know we're on the phone interview, and, you don't have to do it, but I'm sure that the fans would like to hear something from you. Quick 8 bars or something, man. Give us something.
Yeah, let me see. Well, I could do reason if nobody's. Let me just do something that one of my favorite verses. Actually, I have a video for it, but I always like to do it a cappella too.
All right, cool.
But full stomach till I'm feasting on these beats. Stickers all around the town, you see them in the streets. Rappers want collabs or they eager to compete. I'm flexing the amendment for the freedom of my speech. Never took a step into the sneakers of my feet, but I've been writing rhymes since I was peeing in the sheets. Listen, I got them eating like my mom's leftovers, acting immature like I will not get older. Precise with the pen like Stevie playing piano with samurai with sword handle with ramble with ammo. Burning candles and manuals and meditate on the day. Naked photos of exes are known to stay on display. Straight razor to fade is complimenting the flannel. My music search more than celebrity sex scandals. The channel surfing with a chick on my side, taking pressure off relationships and filling my mind. Sitting the tide, 10 push-ups and stare in the mirror. I'm a fan of the year. Fan of expanding your rears. Car frames, dismantle the dare, handle and stare with a man with a beard glaring at the camera sphere. All right, you can hear the rest of it on YouTube.
There you go, man. Hey, it's J.Good at Str8OutDaDen.com, man. We're on the line with Upgrade. Appreciate your time, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you guys too. Thank you.
All right, peace.
All right.